All right, I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of How I Came Into the Truth. Today we have the infamous Coach Tony Hill. We all know him at Israel Church of Jesus as Brother Tony. How you doing today, Brother Tony?
I'm good, my brother, and thanks for having me here this morning for this beautiful interview.
You're welcome, man. Thank you for coming through, man. And I know you have a lot of history in it now. So, but before we get started, I'd just like to give you an opportunity to just introduce yourself to the people.
Well, I'm Coach Tony Hill. I worked for the city for 30 years, retired with the city. I've been around, I've been coaching half of my life, and I think the Lord wanted me to do that to set up for what's going on now in my life. Because I tried to not to deal with the kids no more, but the Lord said, I got something there for you, for those kids. So he put me back in the realm of it, so like I said, I've been in Atlanta. I'm a graded baby, Everybody got to spread that they're a graded baby,
Right.
I'm a graded baby, came out of Carver Home, Pittsburgh, Mechanicsville, because, when you're a hood baby, you're moving all the hoods.
Right.
And I think I love that because I got an opportunity to see and to be a part of the activities that's in the hood, but separate myself to be a better person in the hood for the people in the hood.
Right.
Even though I made a partake a little bit, but I was more of an observer in the hood to make sure, I don't want to do that. And I could have been a leader going in the wrong direction, and I chose not to do that because I seen the end results of it, not knowing the Bible at all at that time. But like you said, the Lord said, I will put the inward word in your heart. So I kind of knew it's a guilty feeling that come over you when you going the wrong way. He said, no, can't do that.
Right.
So, my little brother and them, all my brothers and they friends, every time they see me, they used to come up and, oh, hide the bill, hide this, hide that. Here come Mr. Goody. I said, man, why y'all hiding stuff from me, man? I just come over here and just see how y'all doing,
Right.
Y'all hiding stuff, but that was respect. I know the Lord, they respect you.
So is that now?
No, that was then coming up.
Coming up in the line.
And like I said, I wasn't even in the word then, Didn't know nothing about the word. I mean, I lived across the street from a church. I just watched people go in and come out. I mean, literally, I this church, this my house.
Really?
I never went to church over there.
So how was it, speaking of coming up then, and how they looked at you, your friends, your peers, how was it coming up in Atlanta around that time anyway then?
It was a lot of jealousy coming towards me, and for me not to have nothing.
Right.
We was on government, the government sending you food, whatever case may be. And
so
I always
government cheese.
Yeah, all that. They used to bring it to your doorstep.
Yeah, big blocks.
Yes. The beans, the cheese, the pork, the whatever they had in that little box for the whole family.
Wow.
So I always wonder why I never got understanding why these folks so jealous of me. I ain't got nothing. They want to fight me all the time. And somebody, I never understood that for a person that didn't ever have nothing.
Wow.
And at that point, I asked the Lord, if I'm different from everybody for some reason, but I still didn't understand the Bible.
Oh, you asked that when you were small?
Yeah,
That's
why everybody
amazing.
always coming at me? I don't do nothing. I ain't got nothing. I'm the poor they are,
Well,
But I never understood that. So
right.
as I got older, I started to kind of somewhat, maybe call anyone to Martin Luther King. I was around when Martin Luther King was living. And I always didn't like those songs they put out. We shall. I never liked those because I why are these people fighting? I said back then I said I love all peoples. So I didn't understand why people just fighting and beating up on us, and I just didn't get it at the time. That's why I didn't like the song "We Shall Overcome One Day." I just didn't get it. It felt
so that didn't resonate.
It didn't resonate.
But you came up in that time.
Yeah.
So how old were you? Probably 5 or 6.
But around to start to understand around 7, 8. Then I worked for this Woolworth back then.
I remember Woolworth.
And I'm working, got a little first job. I could run to work every day, Then the boss, the supervisor, whatever he was, he said, I was working, doing my job. He's like, I need you to go fetch something. I forgot what he told me. And now, okay, this is a job, but I ain't going to fetch nothing. I told the white guy, I said, look, I ain't no dog. Bro, they ain't going to fetch nothing. Mm-hmm. So, I say, well, you go fetch it.
I think I would have said the same thing.
Then I walked out of the store. I ain't never go back. But, I was like, you ain't finna talk to me like that, bro.
Tell me to go fetch something.
Yeah, go fetch. Fetch. I'm looking at him like
a pet.
Like a dog to you, bro? Fetch? I said, nah, I ain't fetching nothing, bro. Mm-hmm. I just walked off that job, man.
Wow, so that's some of the things you saw in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. I mean, Georgia back then being a dirty South.
Yeah.
Like when I interviewed Brother Cam,
mm-hmm.
He was talking about how even in Valdosta now, they still picking cotton out there.
What?
How we take those trips to Jacksonville and we see the cotton fields
mm-hmm.
over there. He said, you get down deep into the area, the intricacies of the city down there, Albany and Valdosta and stuff like that, they still picking cotton. Like you have Mexicans out there picking it now. Because we just automatically think now they just got the machines out there.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought until he said it. So just being in the South like this, man, you still have some of the remnants
right.
of what was going on back then.
That's
and you coming up, kind of seeing, guy at the job telling you to go fetch, man. I mean, this is kind of how it is in the South. Yeah. It's a lot better, but you still have, the underlying issues that originated with slavery still around. So with that being said, this is what we call how I came into the truth. So our first question always is, how old were you when the seed was first planted for you to be introduced to the God of Israel? Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Oh, sure I can. I was in Sunday church. Matter of fact, I was 53. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 53 going on 54. Uh-huh. And I was sitting in Sunday church. I've been going there for 3 years. One of my partners, he got me in church because I never would go to church anyway. Mm-hmm. Said, why don't you come to the church, man? You seem like a pretty cool dude, man. They'll love you. I said, cool, I'll go try it out. And he came here for a while, Robert Haygood. He probably came to 2 classes here. I still communicate with him. And one day I just happened to be sitting in there and let me tell you what happened. I was singing a song. I forgot what the song was. I don't think the Lord wanted me to sing it, so I broke down and started crying on stage, bro. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I think
look, that is a indicator for Sunday Christians that he got the Spirit.
Yeah,
He's anointed.
I couldn't finish. I broke down and cried. Like, I didn't even finish that song. They were clapping and everything. It was a full house, bro. And I didn't get through that song. I was like, something ain't right.
Oh my goodness. So
the following Sunday, I was sitting in there, and they were baptizing a little baby, and like a born baby.
A newborn baby.
Yeah, and I'm like, that when I say, Lord, I'm lost. I got lost right there. And when I said that, he opened up my eyes. He like, I'm going to show you stuff. So the first journey he took me to one of my partners. He was, I was over football and all that stuff back then. And he said, you ever heard about the Illuminati? I said, what is that? So I didn't know anything about all that stuff. Uh-huh. So he gave me a little CD and he said, go check it out. So I went on my YouTube and I started checking out. So I know all the rappers and all these celebrities go through this stuff. They be signing themselves with the devil. I was like, wow, so this how this go. Mm-hmm. So on that journey, then he took me to a young man who one of my referees. He was a Catholic. Mm-hmm. And we just sitting in the cold, raining real hard one day and we couldn't play no football. So, we had a delay. And he started talking about how the Catholic Church was. I asked him, I said, well, what y'all be doing in Cali? He said, man, we just be wilding out, bro. He was like, he started talking about the idols, and he said, but it ain't what people think it is now. And he was like, I said, what about all the girl that with the skirts on? He said, they ain't them freaks.
Get out of here.
Hey, man, he was just calling it out because he been there, he go there. He said, man, it was just wicked, bro. I said, wow, okay. But, like I said, I was still in church, and I was in the choir, they were doing Christmas, and I'm sitting there, and I got home, and he told me to go to the Origin of Christmas. And that really jumped it off almost.
So wait a minute. This guy that still attended this Catholic church told you to go to the Origin.
No, he didn't tell me. The Lord just started opening up stuff.
Oh, okay, but he was kind of like
he wanted to tell me about the Catholics and how they be doing. Yeah, he said it was BS over there, bro.
So he was just going for tradition.
Yeah, he was just because his family was in it.
Right, tradition.
Yeah.
So, but he knew it was some nonsense.
Yeah, he knew it was nonsense. He said, but it's just a bunch of nonsense over there. So I got to the house, and like I said, we were doing Christmas. So the Lord took me to the Origin of Christmas, and man, and when He did that, I started looking at the Origin of Christmas. Then I started, me.
So was it a book or something?
No, YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
So when he showed me the Origin of Christmas, so I started doing the Origin of Halloween, all the holidays after that.
Wow.
That's when I told my wife, ain't nothing else coming up in this crib. No holidays. I cut all that out. That was gone. So I said, okay, Lord. And then I want to know why that when I'm lay down, I didn't ever know why when you lay down and the devil come and you couldn't wake up.
Oh, you
and they
called like pin you down?
Yeah. I didn't know nothing about that. But then it so happened a dude came on YouTube, was talking about it. I said, Lord, he just knocking all the questions out the way. So I got to understand, he said that comes from like porno and just fornication, period. And I cause I didn't want to go to sleep, bro. I really laid down and, my wife used to go to work and I used to be at the house by myself. I was scared to doze off.
Right. Well, let me just make sure I clear that up, because that happens to a lot of people, even in the Word.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't got to be dealing with fornication, porno, none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because one jumped on my daughter a few years ago.
Okay.
I think she was like 16 or 17. I ain't even involved in that. You know what I'm saying? I remember it got on me some years ago when I was like 19. That was the last time. And I wasn't off into none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it does happen, though. You can be in the truth and then things get on you, man. So
start riding you.
Yeah. It's like hard to talk, hard to breathe.
All of that.
It's amazing. It's a scary feeling.
I ain't never went through it, but I started calling on the name of Jesus, then I wanted it just to go away.
Yeah, it does.
And
I thought it. Because it felt like they put a sock in my mouth. Like I said, I couldn't breathe. And all I could do was think of the name of Jesus, and it came about me the second time. The first time I was about 15, and I was able to say Jesus. But like you said, just call the name of Jesus.
And I know it's so powerful, man. Just calling on a name in that situation.
Right.
So that kind of interested me. And then, I started listening to Lord took me to the YouTube, and I found the Purple People Eaters. And I might have listened to them for 2 days. I said, and they, kissing the boots and y'all going to hell. I'm like, this ain't what I'm looking for. And they loud. I said, nah, this hurt my head. And then I seen Brother Elijah. I started watching him. I kept watching, pulled my Bible out. I said, shoot, I think this the guy right here. So I called him up. I say, y'all have a church in Atlanta? He was like, yeah, we about to open up one. That's when y'all was at the airport.
Right.
He said, we about to go to the airport in such a day. I'm going to give you a call back when they set up.
You came back the first day, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first day.
Because, I used to leave my job. I make sure everything done on the football field, and they be like, well, Coach, we already know where you finna go.
Right.
Yeah, I'm finna go to class. I'm finna go to the Sabbath class.
Right.
Because I ain't know nothing about the Sabbath class. So I kept coming, and I said, damn, they called him. I got to go back to work. Later on, you told me, you better be glad you look at it, because I wouldn't let you been doing no come to no class and then go back to work.
Yeah, I was learning how to be
humble,
wise and humble. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you would.
Because you say later on, man, why you didn't tell me, man? I was supposed to work.
Yeah, I did tell you that. Yeah, I did tell you that. So I'm glad you was humbling yourself at that time, because you could have ran me off. I man, what's wrong with him?
Right. Yeah,
Brother Elijah, I don't think I want to come to that class. That dude in that kind of crazy there.
Right.
But it worked out because I think I had to figure out how I was going to do it, right? How I'm just going to not do this job on Saturday and go to the class. So, it's just so strange, man. It happened so quick. My boss man, supervisor, called me that Monday. We was off on Monday. We closed on Mondays anyway. Mm-hmm. And he said, I need somebody to open up the gym on Mondays.
That was your key right there.
And I said, bingo. So I called him back and said, I'd be glad to open up the gym, but I'm not going to work on Saturdays. He said, I don't care how you do it. Just somebody need to open up the gym on Monday. He not even thinking about the religion or what. Because I told him I go to church on. I go to church on Saturdays. So I don't care, just open up the gym on. I said, Lord, you work pretty fast. Wow. So that worked out so perfect, so fast, so quick, man. And he released me from the Saturday work, and then for me to do the Sabbath.
Right.
Just like that. And I was like, that's man. I was like, I know it's the Lord now. Then I always thought about, like, I'm not an African American. Mm-hmm. I always put in my mind, like, who am I?
Right. Well, before we get to that,
okay.
Before we get to that, because we're gonna get there. What were some of the obstacles that you encountered when you came into the Word?
Okay. When I first found the Word, man, I was excited. Mm-hmm. I had Elijah on the TV from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Because I was eating the Word, because I ain't never heard none of that stuff. I like, what? Wow. I mean, it opened up me so, it like, I ain't never heard none of this stuff before. Mm-hmm. By me reading the Bible and listening to him and reading, I like, dang, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm gonna be at. And that's when he directed me to you guys, and it was a blessing, man, just to get into the Word. And I told myself, I ain't going nowhere. Right. I don't care what the situation be, how it fall down, what, because I know I got a lot in me that need to come out of me. Because I think I got baptized like this. I didn't even go to a baptism class. I think I just jumped in the water. Y'all say y'all finna baptize somebody. I said, I'm going to. Yeah. So when I went in, and I kind of failed a little bit because I didn't hear the class. I don't know.
Yeah, probably didn't know. Yeah.
And I learned real fast though.
Right.
I learned real fast that it was so strange. I said, you know what? When they do another class, even though I already been in the water, I feel like I'm just gonna take whatever they say in them classes and apply it to what I didn't hear.
Right. Okay.
So I kind of did. So I feel like every time they get somebody baptized, and I know I won't be over baptism.
Right.
It's just funny how the Lord works, So
right.
yeah.
Right. That's amazing you say that, because we have to be mindful not to try to put physical things on people first.
Right.
Like, for example, what you just said was you got baptized and you said, okay, because you just knew I got to get in this water. Mm-hmm. You believe.
Yeah, I believe.
And it's like we see in Acts 15, all the other things after you first believe, you will be able to get that once you get to church on the Sabbath day. Mm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but your belief jumped out there, man. You just have faith and like, man, I know I've been sinning all my life. I know I've been messing up. Like, Lord, I need to take this shot. I believe in you. Mm-hmm. And you went in that water. So that's definitely a blessing, man. Definitely a blessing to have that mentality. To, what, I'm getting in this water. I figure out everything.
I figure out the rest.
I believe. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's the way I thought. I like,
right.
He'll teach me the rest of it.
Right.
And he'll whoop my head or whatever I need to do to get the head whooped. I'm gonna get in this water today. Right. I ain't heard nothing, but I'm fine with that.
Right. But you knew that I need to get this off.
I knew when I was being paralyzed and I called him name, he blessed me for that. I knew when he got me that, brought me out of that job from the Sabbath and to get me to the Sabbath.
You knew he was working.
I knew that the power was there.
Right. And
I'm like, I'm not going nowhere no more. Wow. Then I started thinking about the 10 Commandments, how you open up the Red Sea. I said, any God can open up a sea and let you walk through it. Ain't nobody else to follow behind that.
Mm. Yeah, can't nobody do that.
Can't nobody do those. They couldn't do all those miracles he was doing. So after I knew that, I like, it's it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm still now.
Right.
Peace be still.
Well, did you have any hard times with friends, family?
Yes.
Because that can definitely cause separation.
I was the party of my family. I was the one that ran the whole cousin thing, and
Oh, so you
when
was life for the party.
I was life for the party. I'm the one prayed over everything. They didn't want nobody else to pray. We want you to pray.
Before you even came into the word.
Yeah, before I even came into the
Wow.
word, they want me to do all that. But then when I found the word, and I was so excited, I actually hit them up on, I had everybody in the group, family in the group, my family. I just had everybody group. Also, when I want to send a word, I just send it to a group.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't nobody receiving it. They didn't. Who you think you is? I don't got to argue with half of them, and I'm like, damn, what the word do? Cut up people's arm. And I never knew the word, I would give you peace when you come within me, to me.
Mm-hmm.
My phone stopped ringing.
Wow.
It's like, I just look at my phone like, do it work? Because, I used to get all these calls from cousins and everybody, what's up, how you doing? What we doing today? Da 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 da. It went ghost town, but it like crickets.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Then my wife, she didn't receive that time, And I tell people all the time, I tell the male guy, I say, you developed your wife's character. If she acting the way she acting, it's because how you act when you was in the world. And you made her heart stiff.
Mm-hmm.
So when she look at you, she just had those type of feelings. So I kind of understood that why she didn't receive when I opened up and I changed my ways. She wasn't really ready for me to change. I guess she wanted me to be the same.
Right. And if you've been operating in a certain manner for a while,
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden you come into the word, then she gotta process that, right?
Right. And
You
she
know?
was taking her time to process because she was like, when I started cleaning the house, started getting all that pork and stuff out the house, man, she was livid. She was like, why you throwing away my stuff? I said, I really went cold turkey on it. Like, I need to get this out of the way quick. Like, I don't care what you say about the holiday, that's not coming in the house no more. All this pork, all that going in the trash can. I don't care if it's new. He said, you throwing all my, I don't care. I tell you what, don't bring it back in the house no more, because I'm going to throw it in the trash can.
Wow.
And every time you bring it in the house, I'm going to throw it in the trash can. So you be wasting your money at that point. So the last time I went in that freezer and I cleaned it out, I was going out the house like this. And she didn't say nothing. And now she believed me that whatever she bring in the house was going in the trash can.
Right.
Cause she didn't say where my this, where my that. She like, nah, I'm not gonna say that cause he already told me. Now I'm not gonna bring no Christmas, no nothing in the house cause he gonna throw it away. When you go on your job, I said, you go on your job, they give you stuff, you keep it in your trunk. Don't bring it in the house cause I'm gonna throw it in the trash can. I don't care what that man gave you. She probably said, yeah, he done lost his mind.
Well, that's the type of impression that people get. Once you come into the word, you start operating according to the truth and going against the norm. It's almost like you join the cult, and that comes from, like the Lord said in John about, the light came into the world and darkness comprehended it not.
That's right.
So that division is going to be there. So what obstacles did you face? And I know you just gave me a little one, but did you have any obstacles? Everything at work? It was mainly just at home and with family and people that you.
At work, they looked at me different because they know what I was doing on the Sabbath because I didn't participate with them on the football games no more and anything on Saturday. They know I wasn't coming. But it just so happened that they respect me enough to go out there and do the job for me since I was over those programs.
Right.
But they knew who I were then. Then they would come to me with their problems.
Right.
Like, Coach, I got husband problem. How do you solve this and do this? So they kind of rely on me for, like, Coach, he'll know the answer if you go talk to him. Right. And Justin came over and, he was right next door, but he came in one day and I didn't really know Justin. I just know he was a good dude when I first seen him.
Right. Well, he kind of told us a story.
Yeah, so.
How he came in.
But it's the supervisor, he was Satan. He was the one that he the one got rid, he the one transferred me because he wanted things to go his way. It's like the Pope own this world and he gonna change everything.
Yeah.
Well, that was my supervisor.
Wow. Now, people don't know. Now, when I introduce you as the infamous, somewhat famous in a sense, but not really known because you have, your obstacles, will reach, or your walk will reach a lot more people, considering that you're responsible for a lot of guys getting into the NBA. I'm not sure NFL, but I'm sure it might have came, but NBA was more,
yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I kind of asked, was it any trouble going on at the job? And you say it's really that supervisor.
Yeah, he was the only one kicking against everything I put in place for the kids. Mm-hmm. And when I told the kids when I was leaving, he didn't ever tell me I was transferred. Mm-hmm. I would go on a vacation after football. Like I take the whole November, December, January. I come back in January. Mm-hmm. And he want to know, how you get it? How you do that? And I said, the Lord. Mm-hmm. All my programs got done, so I go on like a 3-month vacation. Wow. And he couldn't touch it. I don't know why. The Lord didn't let him mess with it anyway. Mm-hmm. But when it was time for me to come back, I got a call from a young lady saying, you've been transferred. No, she didn't say that. She said, congratulations, me and you will be working together. And me, I was like, you coming to Central? Like, that's where I worked at.
Right.
She said, no. She said, oops. You didn't know you were being transferred? I said, ain't nobody told me that. So I'm hot at this point right here now. Like, I've been out 3 months, and my supervisor over there and the director, y'all couldn't tell me I was being transferred. And then y'all put me where it's no kids in the library. They were just building the library. It wasn't nothing in there. Over in Thomasville, it used to be a library, so I guess they gave to us. It was theirs all the while, but that's why I ended up in.
That was your obstacle. Like he was just really getting you out.
Get me out the way. Wow. They want me to go into another gym. I said, why you just didn't transfer me to a gym where people's at, bro? I said, that's fine. So, but to go back, I asked him, why is this young lady telling me I'm transferred and I got supervisor? Maybe they were scared to tell me. Mm-hmm. They didn't know how I was going to react.
They slick, man.
Yeah.
Because it'll boil down to them not agreeing with what you believe now. And you'll see some of the wickedness come out of people, man. They'll do some of the slimiest stuff that you look at them like, man, I never knew you was like that. I thought but
we raised this kid.
Word, people, I mean, you see the real demons come out of people, man.
Coach, we raised this boy. He played with our program. He played AAU with us. And for him to tell me that, well, you can't do the things on Saturdays like we do. I could have sued him. Mm. I recorded him. And I had a witness in there one day. This witness had came with one of my players who played for me, rented a gym over at Central. And I just happened to come in because, I had to open up for him anyway. Mm-hmm. So the supervisor popped in, like I caught you. Like, you caught me doing what, bro? Why you open the gym on Sunday? Because y'all rented to this, because he being rented to. Then he say, and I asked him, I said, by the way, let me ask you a question. Why you transfer me? He was like, you can't work on Saturdays. I said, that's my religion, but I had that witness not with me. He said, dang, he really said that? Because I'm in a different religion, that's why I can't, because I worship Sabbath, that means wow. I could have went to the Jewish community with a lawyer and just banged the city for whatever, but the Lord don't want you to do all that. I kind of brushed it off. And I asked him, so you transfer, but why you didn't tell me you transfer me? So I went up the line with my other director who was over him. I said, why do you not tell me that I was transferred? He brushed his shoulder. I went to the director. I said, why did you let him transfer me? She said, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I said, you the director, you sign off on stuff. She said, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I said, okay. I went over to Thomasville. When I get over there, I'm a people person. And, the community gonna love me regardless. They start coming, man, you over here now? Everybody who knew me when they was little, they like, Coach, you over here? I know we finna get banging over here now, bro.
All right, it went over there now.
Man, our career finna change, you know. So it did change a little bit, you know, but I sat in there one day and I say, look, I called the office. I like, can I just transfer? I like, when can I retire? She said, Cole, you could have retired in March. Right there, at the point, it was like June, July, or something like that. I put in my paper like the next day. And the young lady who I was working with, who told me, she just busted out and started crying, man.
Really?
She just started crying and like, you leaving me. It ain't gonna never be the same no more. I'm looking at her like, you supposed to be congratulating me. It's not about you.
Right.
It's about me who put in 30 years doing this.
Right.
And you supposed to be happy for me. But she was like, no, you leaving me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Now they gonna send me somebody I don't like, you know? So she just started crying, man. I'm looking at her like, I ain't never seen you cry. Like, why you crying?
Well, you said something earlier about the children of Israel, right? And I told you we'd get to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to lead me to my next point. So how did you finding out about who we are, you know, find out who Israel is, how did that help your understanding of the scriptures, of the Bible? How did that, you know, impact you, man? You know, you finding out we Israel, you know, what did that do for you?
That, man, I ain't no person that do backward flips.
Yeah.
But when I found out who I were in that Bible, it was so exciting just to know, because I was like, I am not an African and I'm not American. Who am I? I started reading in Exodus. And when it said, tell the children of Israel, when he talking to Moses.
Okay.
And when it registered, it opened up my eye, like, now I know who I am in this book. Now, he really gonna open up my eye to see why the slavery, we came over on boats and all. I started reading Deuteronomy 28. And it just opened up everything, man. I know then, I'm like, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna die doing it. And that kind of like, it made me have that zeal to go out there and be hard on people too, though. I was hard on Facebook. They be like, we would love for you to just tone down. And if you could just, that's probably why we don't want to come in the word, because the way you be talking. I said, it ain't my words talking, though.
Well, I guess sometimes you have to be a little tough because it's paying off.
Yeah, I kind of went out there hard, like I went hard in my house when I heard it, and I went hard on Facebook, all the social media that I was on. And I learned, you know, after a while, you can tone it down now because you already directly put that out there.
Laid the foundation.
Yeah, I laid the foundation.
Now the respect is there.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, it's like they do in the military, right? They'll break you down and then build you back up.
Right.
So it's like you came hard, broke everybody down, they got offended, ran away. Now they're coming back.
Yeah, they coming back.
And we actually seeing the results of it now. Because I remember you used to tell me about how they would, you know, leave, didn't want to talk to you no more and stuff like that. But now I see the results of that. Your daughter just got baptized this weekend. Now your son-in-law's here, your wife's in the church now. You know what I'm saying? So I guess for some people, man, they need to get beat. You know what I'm saying? Mentally get that mess up out of them, man. And then in addition to that, you stayed in the word. You weren't flip-flopping all over the place. You stayed firm with it. So that's definitely a blessing.
Man, it come from y'all, because I used to call y'all a lot.
Yeah.
What to do? Call Elijah. Man, I can't take that. My wife won't get in the word. My kids crazy. And y'all just be humble, bro. Just stay humble. Just wait, man. Yeah. And I did that, and I seen the results. You know, my sister, my daughter, me and her to fight. She didn't talk to Elijah. She used to fight with Elijah on the phone.
Really?
The one that's getting...
The one that got baptized?
Yeah, man.
What?
I let Elijah talk to her. She was like, they were going at it. Well, you know, he ain't gonna go at nobody.
Right.
She said she ain't ready yet.
Yeah.
Me and her should go at it back and forth, da. And my wife is, she's here.
Right.
But she ain't here. But she's here. but she's learning.
Right.
Because I just ask her, is you ready for me? Every time I ask her, are you ready for me to teach you the word? She'll go, no, I'm good. That's what she say now. I said, you know what, he gonna get her soon later, she gonna come in. I ain't worried about it.
Right.
So with my daughter.
But you done killed, you done did the biggest thing is to get
them
church,
in here.
And she comes to church almost
Faithfully.
like
I don't
like
have
you,
to.
Man. So that's the biggest thing right there. And I seen that actually happen. You know, because if anybody, any brothers, any sisters out here that have any doubt about dealing with the word and bringing family in, just for the record, it was about 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Since the hotel, it was 15. So 2015, the beginning of 2015 to 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 5 years right there, 4 or 5 years right there. And that's when the wife started coming around in the middle of 19, 20, you know, so it worked and we saw it. So for people out there watching who may think, well, you know, I'm in this by myself, my family ain't never gonna come in. No, you looking at a living witness. I witnessed Brother Tony. I seen how it was at the jump, and we talked on trips to Jacksonville, North Carolina. We would talk about it, and we would, you know, also say, man, just be patient.
Yeah.
You just keep dealing with the word, and whatever y'all get along, whatever, you know, things y'all do agree on, y'all build upon that. And then we see the Lord has brought not just the wife in, but the daughter in and her husband in. You know, I know we've been there a few times, but that's all it takes.
Yeah.
See, the breaking point is getting through those doors. Once they get through them doors, it's like, okay, we got it now. Let's get them in here. We're gonna start. You know, some people still run, but you ain't gonna be able to deny what you heard.
That's right.
You know.
And he said every time he come here, he always get a good lesson. And you know, by y'all fishing, I said, you know, Nate gonna get him too. So he love to fish.
Yeah, we hit each other a few days ago, as a matter of fact, about getting out there. So since coming into the word, how would you say it's impacted your life?
Man, it's a great feeling, bro. It's a great feeling to see where I were then to now, coming from the airport, just getting up there trying to sing and didn't know what I was doing,
but you did your thing.
And man, it really don't impact my life. You know, I can't. Being a leader for your family is like I told them. I used to be in the world, all our cousins. We already know what we did, but just trying to. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be like them. I want to be the sole thumb that sticks out.
Right.
So I kind of like want to drag them over to the other side. Excuse me, brother, but that kind of hard.
Sound good, brother.
I want to show them that, like, look, y'all missing out. I know y'all got all these traditions going on, Sunday church and all that, but, you know, one of my cousins told me, she was like, what she tell me about my wife, you condemning her. Well, she said something crazy. And I knew then, the word is cutting hard. Cause she Sunday church and having all these problems in our family and house and what else she got going on. But I'm gonna keep working, you know. They ask me questions now. My brother come around me more. He wanna know. He always trying to challenge. Yeah.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Really?
Now the one, I got two brothers. One is, they like the world, but things happen to him, and my family, they kind of warm back up to me. Cause I've been steady in this walk, and I'm not crossing over. This is my life now.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and just being around you guys, and you know, just now I'm standing up, you know, speaking the word on the podium because it was you. You told me that just don't lie.
Just don't lie. And that's what was taught to me. JD, Jediah, teach me. He say, man, just don't lie, man. And that's what we tell everybody. Just don't lie.
And what JD said when I was in Jacksonville, he said, man, why you ain't teaching yet anyway?
Right.
why you ain't doing Bible in Plainview or Bible in Plainview? Why you ain't doing question and answer? You've been in the Word long enough. And I thought about it. I like, you know
I
what?
rubbed off on him.
Yeah, and I thought about it. You know what? Brother Nate and all y'all good teachers, man. So why should I have fear? And he said, don't worry about anybody that kill the body.
Yeah.
But I can kill the, you know, when he said, when I heard that, he was like, I die for the word then. That's it. Ain't no more fear. You know, that's why I got up here in acapella stuff, because I said, you know what? I don't need no music. Lord give you music in your body. I can't follow music like that anyway. I don't know why.
Right. Right.
You know, I can follow doing the choir. I just can't sing it if I got a solo with music. I don't know why. I can't catch on to it.
Right.
Because I want to go places I want to go, I guess.
Well, I just want to make sure I mention, before we wrap this interview up, because my next question is going to be, what advice would you give someone who may be new in the Word, right? But before you answer that, I just wanted to make sure that I highlight the type of person you are, and the example that you set for us in general. Even being in the Word, you know, we learn, and I'm sure a lot of us have learned from you, because ever since the hotel, and probably before you even met us, we've seen you bring people in your house, man, and like treat them like family.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just want everybody to know that, and it's almost like give people their roses, give them their flowers while they're here. So I just wanted everyone to know the impact and just the example that you set, how you bring people in, man. Could be falling on hard times, and you open up the door, man. I can name, I remember the 15-year-old that played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably 23 now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 23, 24. It might have been 16, 17 then, if I'm not mistaken.
It was quite a few before him.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What we saw at the hotel,
Yeah.
and then I saw a few brothers in the Word that you took in and helped them out, man. So I just want to make sure before I forget, and now that we have it on video, so everybody to see, not only are you a good brother, you know what I'm saying, but those attributes were already there before you came in the Word, man. We saw, because when you got there, you were already doing it. You know, you brought the young man to church. You know, we was like, who is this? That's your son? Nah, he's just somebody play basketball at the gym. You took him under your wings. It's like helping this guy come up. And then I know a few brothers that fell on hard times in the church that came and stayed with you, man. You know. Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know, man, we see that. That actually teaches me how to be more open and stop looking at everybody like they're evil. Give everybody a chance, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to commend you for that.
But thank you, my brother.
Man, because that really helps us learn how to become better people, not just to what people in the church, but people in the world. So we appreciate that, man. And this will be on film. People will be able to see that, you know. But so, like I was saying, this other question, what advice would you give to someone who may be new in the Word?
Be patient and learn. The Lord tells us be humble without speaking. Don't be quiet. Just listen and learn. I think when I first got into it, I kind of jumped out there real fast, but He'll base me real quick. And that's why I feel humble. And when I feel humble, I learned. And He started to guide me a little different. So people who come in the Word, when you get it, just don't go out there and I can't tell people what to do. My thing was I went out there real fast and He slapped me upside the head. And that's when I kind of like start having issues now, you know, with the choir, whatever. And I kind of humbled myself and I had to start all the way back over again. Yeah. And when I started all back over again by being patient, and I know I love Galatians 5:22. I said I'm gonna rock with that like every day when I get up every morning. That's the scripture that I like to rock with. Okay. Because it teaches me when I go out the door how I should act towards people. So that's probably why I'm more of a people person. I like to greet. I like to, but be patient with your family. Be patient with your wives or husbands or whatever the case be, because if you aren't equally yoked and you go out in the wrong way, they're not going to come in. They may want to, but they ain't gonna be able to receive you.
Wow.
You know, they probably receive somebody else. They just don't want to hear your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned to like be humble, and I learned to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Like when me and my wife have issues, I learned to listen to her all the way out now. And I don't respond. I just let it resonate, and then I respond.
Wow.
But the reason why I let it resonate, because Galatians 5:22. I don't want to jump out there and argue with her.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be, I might not like her answer.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know how to get around it by being humble though.
Yeah.
Like I listen and I might not like it, but I say, oh, okay, baby, that's cool. You know, that's how you feel right now.
Right.
And I find it works like a charm.
Yeah.
Because now she feel comfortable. She don't feel like I'm coming there. Because she used to always tell me, I can't do nothing right around you.
I know that statement.
So I had to ask the Lord, what that mean? You know, because I be trying to help. If I do this, it's wrong. I do this, it's wrong. And so I said, I got to learn how to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
So it took a lot of, and I'm glad that pride and all that was in the book, because when I first came here, I had a lot of pride. Because when you're over stuff out in the world,
Yeah.
it's hard to receive stuff like coming from the teacher, little simple incidents like, and your pride kick in, cause man, I need to be over this, I need to be over that. But then when I got a base, I understood after I came back. That's why I'm probably standing up teaching now, and just be patient, peoples.
Yeah.
Be patient.
That's an answer that a lot of people give, and I think that's one of the most important things, because when you first start dealing with the truth, you know, like I said, and I said all the time, and I'm sure a lot of people don't experience this, is you want to go take what you just learned and you want to go give it to everybody, but everybody's not going to receive it the way you did. You know, you just getting the word. Well, you got to let the Lord, give that person the word as well.
That's right.
So they not going to, everybody's not going to be excited about finding out that we the children of Israel out the gate. You know, they're not going to be happy, like you think they should. Some people may say, man, you crazy, get out of here. And what you want to do, naturally you want to defend yourself and say, well, I ain't never messing with you no more. And that's not how you do it. You just gotta be patient. Just be patient and just kind of step back and figure out another way to come, another angle to come.
And that's exactly what I did, Coach.
Yeah.
I just figured out another way to do it. I said, this way ain't working, Lord.
Yeah.
I need to figure it out.
Figure out another way, man. And that requires patience. So that's definitely some key advice. So with so many different religions floating around, what impact do you think a better understanding of the Bible would have on people around the world? If everybody, for the most part, if they understood the Bible, just think about all these different religions, different churches, different beliefs. If they understood the Bible, how do you think it would impact this world we live in?
We won't be in the situation that we're in today.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a prosperous land until he come back, because everybody would understand his ways, and everything would shut down when it should shut down, and not be open. If half of the world did that, the world changed instantly.
Right, I agree with that.
Because now you got to look at what the other half doing.
Right.
And quick example, my next door neighbor, she moved in. She's Asian type, and me and her got talking, and we got talking about the Lord that created the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was talking to her, let her know who I was and who I rap. I rap one Lord, one faith, one baptism.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, she said, "Well, Buddha is my God."
Ooh, Lord. No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. And I had to say, well, Buddha didn't create you either, though, did he? That's just a statue. Wow. I said, you came from the God of Israel. You came from the dust of the ground. And Buddha, if that's your God, you got to tote it everywhere. She looked at me. She didn't say nothing. She just looked. I know I got her because when I told her Buddha didn't create you, so.
Right.
She's still good people, she just know who I am and I know who she are.
Mm-hmm.
She got out there and planted her little a garden. She got a nice garden. And then she got her little Buddha statues.
Oh, in the garden.
Yeah, just sitting right there.
Wow.
So, that's just a perfect example that, hey, I don't mess with her.
Right.
She good people, so maybe one day she'll get it.
Right. Well, that would be the difference if like you said, if half got it, you will see a change. Because you got half of the world keeping the Sabbath, half of the world not killing, not stealing, not committing adultery, fornication, not coveting, you know what I'm saying, not serving other gods, not taking the name of the Lord, that kind of thing. Half of the world, if they were just keeping the 10 Commandments, that would change a whole lot.
Yeah, man. And I say this because of the preachers, like you said, we got a lot of dogs out there that they're really not teaching the word of God. And a lot of my family caught up in it. And I just tell them, y'all just need to read for yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I love my pastor. He can't do no wrong. Yeah, I know. Had that same pastor that got 4 girls, like wives, and everybody got kids, and the wife just from all these ladies, your girlfriend. But if they was to just get themselves together, even though I talked to a couple of pastors, they be out there cutting the grass next door, and I'm like, he said, I'm a pastor. I said, oh, I love to talk to you then. First thing I asked him, so why you teaching on Sunday? Lord didn't give you that. He gave us the Sabbath. Well, I can, the Sabbath, you can choose what day you want to be. I said, no, you can't.
Right.
And he wanted to go all to Acts, and he started just going places. I knew all the scriptures that we going to.
Going there, right.
And I was banging him up on him. Then he go, I'm gonna pray for you. I said, no, you can't pray for me. Cause me and you don't rock the same God, bro. I need to pray for you.
Absolutely.
But just things like that, just know where the minds of people at, and the leaders that, teaching these people, they teaching them wrong.
Yeah.
And like I said, by me being in the Word and we start to wake up, it kind of started to affect the world for the general what's going on in the world. Now you see stuff clearly what they're trying to do, but people who walk by faith can see it, but people who walk by sight and they can see everything don't understand it.
Right.
So I see that today now.
Yeah.
It's a panic world now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
As we get ready for the return of the Lord.
And I say all the time, and I know it's gonna get worse, but if I got to get my head chopped up, Lord, I ain't trying to say do all that, but I just understand the examples of the Bible now.
Right.
And I try to tell my people, I say, those examples for the things we're doing today. Our forefathers dropped the ball. That was an example for us. So we need to follow the examples of the Bible because everything the Lord said is coming true right now. And they just look. They still don't understand because it's a parable to them. It's just a parable.
It's a parable.
Yeah, so they don't understand because the Lord said, just give them a parable. They don't want to understand it plainly.
Give a parable, right?
Just give them a parable.
Seeing they might not see, hearing they
might not hear.
understand.
Yeah, they may not. Yeah. So when I do that, they look at me like, they turn their neck.
Yeah, like the dog. When
Yeah. And so hey.
Wow. Well, first and foremost, I definitely want to thank you for giving us your story before we get to our last question. I'd definitely like to thank you for that. I saw the development in you from when I first met you, and I also seen the walk. I seen the journey. You know what I'm saying? So just keep it up, man, because there's a lot more people, Lord willing, that you got to bring in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we seeing the results now, man. So good job on that. So my last question, and like I like to call this like a hot seat, kind of catch off guard. But you kind of said it already, so should be easy. What's your favorite book and scripture? And tell us why.
Like I said, I like Galatians 5:22, and I like Exodus. I like the 10 Commandments. I like to read them every day. But Galatians 5:22 is one of my favorite books because it showed me how to humble myself. And I kind of rock those up.
What is it kind of referring to? Just paraphrasing.
How to be meek and how to be patient, how to just.
So like the fruits of the spirit.
Fruits of the spirit.
Oh, okay.
When you can go out there, and I learned that because I want to bring people in the church. Because I always had those attributes anyway. But when you read them, how the Lord say do them, it's easy to go out there and not be mad at people because everybody is doing things according to the world, and everybody got their own way of doing things, and you had to be patient with them. Like y'all were patient with me or the world, you know. I was out there too, so. And when I think of those things, I had to say, well, I can't get mad at that person no more. I was used to be that person too. I used to have the same pride they had. So that kind of humbled me a little bit more. And that's probably why I humbled my daughter to come in. The Lord showed her something that she needed to see with the family. I said, you make a good evangelist. She got a lot of attributes, but just Galatians 5:22. I mean, yeah, that's a beautiful. If people can walk out the door with that and just understand that, they will change. I changed my wife behind that. And she just started coming to church after that. I told her I couldn't save you. I really can't save you. I said, you're responsible for your own salvation. And I just let it, that was my last conversation with her. I used to fight with her to, she'll go in there and watch TV, but she'll watch the Animal Channel all night. I just say, look, the animals can't teach you that. I said, they can't teach you the word of God. With that little TV show, Lucifer, she'll watch that. I said, that's nonfiction stuff. It don't really apply to the book. If you don't understand what they're doing, then you just watch them.
Right, just fiction.
Yeah, so, and I got that from Brother Bowie. I be watching Lucifer, and they just be doing all kind of crazy stuff. They do a lot of crazy stuff on that show. So
he all up in the nightclubs and everything.
They be wild, man. Like
they're trying to glorify Satan now. But I thank you for that, man. And I know somebody will be able to take from the interview. So once again, I'd like to thank you for coming out. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I look forward to another time in the future.
Hey man, I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
Yeah, man, I'm crying, but first I cried on the interview.